Welcome back, Warner fam. Today I'll recap a horror sci-fi film, The Invisible Man, so keep your eyes wide open and stay safe. The movie starts with Cecilia Cass trapped in a dangerous and abusive relationship. Her husband, Adrian Griffin, is a brilliant but violent optics scientist. One night, Cecilia decides she can't take it anymore. With her sister Emily's help, she plans a daring escape. She drugged Adrian with diazepam to make sure he stayed asleep. As Cecilia sneaks out, she frees their dog, hoping to save it too, but this sets off the car alarm, waking Adrian. He jumps up, furious and ready to chase her down. Cecilia runs for her life, jumping into Emily's car just in time, but she accidentally drops the drug bottle on the road. Adrian finds it and now knows Cecilia is gone. 2 weeks later, Cecilia is staying at the house of her best friend, James Lanier, and his teenage daughter, Sydney. She's still scared and refuses to leave the house, always feeling like danger is nearby. When her sister Emily comes to visit, Cecilia freaks out, convinced Adrian will come after her. But Emily has surprising news. Adrian is dead. He committed suicide. Adrian's brother, Tom, tells Cecilia she's been left all of Adrian's fortune and estate. At first, she doesn't want it, but she decides to accept it to help pay for Sydney's college and support James's family. Even though Adrian is gone, Cecilia can't shake the feeling that someone is watching her. At night, things get even creepier. She senses something in the dark, an invisible presence. One night, while sleeping next to Sydney, the comforter is slowly pulled off the bed. Cecilia wakes up and sees flashes of light in the room. When she tries to pull the blankets back, they won't move. Her sudden movements wake up Sydney and James. Cecilia tries to explain what happened, but the words just don't come out. They think it might be a bad dream, but Cecilia knows deep down something is very wrong. Cecilia tries to move on and goes to a job interview for an architect position, but when she opens her portfolio to show her work, all the pages are gone. Suddenly, she feels dizzy and faints. At the hospital, doctors run tests and give her shocking news. She was drugged. When she gets home, the doctor calls and says she had enough diazepam in her system for a mild overdose. That's when she finds the same bottle of diazepam that Adrian had. Fear floods back. She knows something's wrong. Desperate, Cecilia goes to Emily's place, but Emily is furious. She received a hateful email from Cecilia's account. Cecilia didn't send it, but when she checks her email, the message is really there. She breaks down, feeling completely helpless. Back at James's house, Sydney tries to cheer Cecilia up, but things go horribly wrong. An invisible force attacks Sydney. She thinks Cecilia did it and runs to her dad. James, worried for his daughter's safety, decides to take Sydney somewhere else. Alone and scared, Cecilia starts searching the house. In the attic, she makes a chilling discovery: her missing work, a kitchen knife from the house, and photos of herself sleeping. Someone's been watching her all along. She's not imagining things. The danger is real. Realizing she's not alone, Cecilia feels movement nearby. Thinking fast, she dumps a bucket of paint down the attic ladder. The paint splashes onto something. A man's shape appears, covered in white. It's like he's wearing some kind of suit. The figure quickly runs away and washes off the paint before she can follow. Cecilia climbs down and tries to get out, but the invisible man attacks her. They struggle, and it's a fierce fight. Cecilia manages to break free from his grip and runs outside. She quickly calls a lift and jumps in, heart racing. She tells the driver to take her to Adrian's house. Once there, she sneaks into his lab, searching for answers. That's when she finds it, a high-tech suit designed to make the wearer invisible. Adrian's secret is now clear. Cecilia grabs the suit and hides it, but before she can leave, the invisible man attacks again. They fight, but this time, Cecilia's not alone. Her loyal dog jumps in to help, giving her just enough time to escape. Cecilia sets up a meeting with Emily at a quiet restaurant. She apologizes for everything and tells Emily how much she loves her. Emily begins to soften, finally seeing Cecilia's pain. Cecilia explains that she found an invisible suit in Adrian's lab, trying to prove she's not imagining things. Just as they start to reconnect, a large knife suddenly floats through the air and slices across Emily's throat. Cecilia is frozen in shock as the knife is placed in her hand. The police arrive and she's arrested on the spot, taken to a sanitarium. Locked away, Cecilia starts to doubt her own mind. Then, she finds out she's pregnant with Adrian's child. She feels trapped and hopeless. One day, Tom visits her. He reveals the awful truth. He's been working with Adrian all along. Tom tells Cecilia she'll lose everything: her freedom, the fortune, unless she agrees to go back to Adrian and have his child. But Cecilia is still furious and heartbroken over Emily's death. She refuses to give in. As Tom leaves, Cecilia notices something. She secretly steals one of his pens. She's not done fighting yet. In her room at the sanitarium, Cecilia makes a bold decision. She takes the pen she stole and pretends she's going to hurt herself. Just as she raises it to her wrist, the invisible man stops her. It was a trap all along. Using herself as bait, Cecilia fights back, stabbing him twice with the pen. His suit starts to glitch, making him flicker in and out of sight. Now he's not so invisible anymore. A security guard rushes in to stop the chaos but freezes in shock. The glitching figure attacks, knocking the guard down. Cecilia runs out into the hallway, but more guards are waiting. They see the flickering shape too, proof she wasn't lying. But the invisible man is strong and easily overpowers them all. He escapes into the stormy night, with Cecilia close behind. She follows, desperate to end this nightmare. When she finally catches up, they struggle again. He pins her down and leans in close, whispering a chilling threat. He's coming for Sydney next. Cecilia urgently calls James to warn him about the danger. He races home, only to find an unseen force attacking Sydney. James tries to protect his daughter but is brutally beaten right in front of her. Just in time, Cecilia bursts in. She grabs a fire extinguisher and sprays it, revealing the shape of the invisible man. Without hesitation, she picks up a fallen officer's pistol and fires. The invisible figure collapses to the floor, defeated. Cecilia approaches the body and removes the mask. To her shock, it's not Adrian, it's Tom. Later, a SWAT team storms Adrian's house and finds him tied up, hidden behind a wall. The story seems clear. Tom staged everything, using his brother to torment Cecilia, but Cecilia isn't convinced. She's sure Adrian and Tom were in this together. In her mind, Adrian set it up so Tom would take the fall if things went wrong. The nightmare might be over, but Cecilia knows the real monster might still be out there. Still shaken by everything, Cecilia decides to face Adrian one last time. She calls him and agrees to meet for dinner, but she's not going alone. She's wearing a listening device, and James is waiting outside, ready to help. At dinner, Cecilia calmly tries to get Adrian to confess. She asks if he was the one stalking her. Adrian denies it at first, but then drops hints, almost bragging about what he did. Cecilia's heart pounds, but she stays cool. She excuses herself to the bathroom, and that's when things take a dark turn. Suddenly, Adrian's head jerks back and his throat is cut. He falls to the ground, gasping for air, blood spilling everywhere. Cecilia calmly walks back into the room. She acts shocked, calling the police in a panicky voice, claiming Adrian killed himself. But when she looks down at him, her eyes tell a different story. She whispers to him, hinting she used his own invisible suit against him. James rushes in, finding Cecilia holding the suit and their dog by her side. He realizes she planned everything, the trap, the murder, but instead of stopping her, he lets her go. Cecilia walks out into the night, disappearing into the shadows. With the suit in her hands and Adrian's technology at her feet, she might just have her own plans for the future. So, which awesome movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below and let's make it happen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss out on our movie recaps. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Produced by Warner Movie Recaps.